part 3 of why I acted the way I acted at Rizza. A lot of people don't know this, and if you've kept up with my stories, you kind of do know that they've had my car longer than I've owned my car. It was in there for 3 claims, 2 of the claims on which were paid off. Well, as you saw when I went into Rizza, the cops told me, well, your car is ready. It's not the way you want it. It's not perfect, and it's probably not exactly what it's supposed to be, but you owe them $11,000 and you can have your car. When I took my car in there, my car was completely wrapped. The lighting underneath was done, behind the wheels was done, inside of the car was done, so everything ran together. And I also had specially customized the floor covers or whatever. So what they basically told me was I needed to take and accept what Joe Rizza did with my car. And the attorney, in front of everybody in the showroom, looked at me and goes, "You stole our car." Number one, I never stole in my life. I don't steal. I work very hard for what I did. You're judging my character and you're letting people around me I don't even know and stating I stole your car. And they're like, well, why was it out of state? I said, I live in Indiana. What do you mean, why was it out of state? That's where I live. I didn't by all means steal it. Well, then they proceeded to say, well, our employee saw you at the boat gambling. No, your employee was downstairs from where my office is at the bar drinking and driving a Joe Rizza car mad and explaining to me, oh, you're the one that owns the Maserati. You know, the one that Ed had in the garage and he was taking the wrap off of. And I asked her, why was Ed taking the wrap off of my car? He's not a professional. He has no clue what he's doing. And it was supposed to be done by a professional. Well, then the lady she was with stopped her from speaking or whatever. I was like, you know what? Whatever. It is what it is. Well, you heard the cops say that I owe them $11,000. My invoice for the third claim was $2,085. To explain this, how it went up to not 11. I'm sorry, it was $13,000 that they gave me an invoice for. To explain, they proceeded to charge me again for the wrap. Then they charged me $400 for a battery. No, I'm sorry, $600 for a battery to be installed. $200 to buy the battery and $200 in storage. Then they charged me for a sensor job that was under warranty that I already paid almost $7,000. And then they proceeded to charge me for the towing of my car the place where it was being wrapped. Mind you, it went to the place they sent and then they sent it off to another person and the wrap was hanging off the bottom. It was completely fucked up and they unwrapped my whole car. So that would lead up to the $13,000 that they're telling me that I owe and that I need to pay. And the cop proceeded to tell me, well, you couldn't just keep their car. I mean, because you've had a free car for all this time. I said, no, I didn't. The whole time I had their car, I've had it detailed. I've had the oil changed in it. I shouldn't have to do that. The car's literally been set and I had to go buy a whole nother truck. I said, for their deficiencies because they weren't done. I said, now that I'm speaking, now they want to try to bully me because they don't think I can fight it because of how expensive attorneys are. I will break my back and I will do everything in my power to put these people out on blast because what you do is not right. It's wrong. You have no business taking somebody's car for that long and then making them feel like they did something wrong because you didn't do your job. It's just disgusting. This was my dream car. I went from the highs to the lows. I've battled cancer. Then when they've had my car, I went through a surgery, almost died in the middle of surgery. And I still have progressed and have gotten better. I'm in remission. But the bottom line is you think that because I'm just one person that my word doesn't mean anything and your attorneys are going to scare me. You're wrong. I've been paying on a car for 4 years and 3 of those years they've had the car. 3,000 miles were put on my car that I didn't put on there. The front bumper, which was just supposed to be rewrapped, was replaced. because they said it was damaged. There was no damage to my front bumper. It just needed to be wrapped from the recap hitting the tire. There's a recap tire hitting the bottom of the car, my bad. I said, and then when I asked you why it had a red front bumper on it, you tell me, oh, it's because you had a cheap paint job on there and the paint was chipping off and underneath it was red. Bullshit. That came from the dealer itself. That bumper has never been changed out. You're making fucking excuses. You had somebody, I can presume, can't prove it yet, driving my car around like they owned my car. Like, portraying that it was their car. Like, are you serious? 3,000 miles? I don't even know what to do with that. But yet you're going to complain because your car was sitting at my house and you had it repoed? You can't have a car repo that I never owned. It was a rental. That is it. And I should never have had to done that. You guys left me for months without answering my calls. You guys went through